Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of The Simple Life with me, Gary Collins, creator of thesimplelifenow.com. Make sure to go check that out. It is my website. All products are made in America by a veteran owned. And also, I get asked questions and I go, I have to respond sometimes. I go, you do realize I have written a book about that? I think some people don't realize that I'm also an author and have been for years. All my best-selling books are on the website. I control them, I print them, and I own all of them. So they're all sold there. You can get them in digital, paperback format, free shipping. Doesn't get any better than that. All printed in the US, not made by some 7-year-old Chinese kid in a slave camp. Real Americans, done by an American company, doing the right thing. So make sure to check them out. It helps support me, and you get this crazy thing. You get to learn. I know. And you can give them out. I always tell people who always go, hey, my boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, friends, I'm trying to teach them these principles, but they don't get it. I won't give them a book on the topic. I write about a multitude of topics. And if you want to know the one where to start, any of them, to be honest with you, but it depends what they're struggling with. Are they struggling with their health? Well, give them the Simple Life Guide to Optimal Health. If they're struggling with their finances, like it appears almost every American is today, get them the Simple Life Guide to Financial Freedom. Lots of things to choose from there. Also, this podcast is not free for me. I got to pay for it. And I belong to 2 other podcasts. Make sure to check out the Right Dudes. It's doing really well. People really enjoy it. It's on all platforms. Go look it up. Give us good reviews. We'd really appreciate it. We're shaking things up because we do things a little differently over there, different from my podcast. And also, I'd really appreciate if you become a member and donate to this podcast. I built this system. It's not done through Patreon. It goes directly to support the podcast. Yes, I got to use a processor to take the payments. I can't get out of that. I wish I could just figure out a way where I can take money directly from you. I can't unless you send it to me in the mail, which people have done amazingly. And I really appreciate that too. But you don't need to do that. You can go to thesimplelifenow.com, hit podcast. It'll drop down membership. It's a whopping $4.99 a month. You get it ad free. You get the full length videos. You can watch it on and listen to it on any device. We have made it very simple for you. A lot of work went into this to be able to do this. So we control it. I want to control it. I don't want some woke company closing my donation count down and taking my money. We're not going to have that. So I would really appreciate if you think you learn and you get enough information out of this, which you should. I hope so. That's why I do this. $4.99 is nothing. Hey, that's cheaper than a cup of coffee today. So I would really appreciate it. So this is an interesting episode. I actually had to do I wasn't planning to record it right now or at all, to be honest with you. This episode is an accident. And those are kind of the best ones that you have to remember. I forget my processes and the things I do. My life is contrarian big time. And I never realized it. This company came from people telling me, we want to know what you're doing. We're interested in what you're doing. I was a health guy teaching primal and paleo health and training people, working one-on-ones, and I had an online store and all. That's what I was doing. And this whole adventure of eventually building a house off the grid and everything, people were really interested in my lifestyle. And it just threw me for a loop because I just did not see that happening. And I'm not a YouTube guy in a sense of, or I'm not an internet guy. I do things on my own. I'm a reader. I like to read and I like to experience things. I just need the nuts and bolts of how to do something, and then I'll figure the rest out because it's unique to my life. There's no templates that should not tell you exactly how to do something for your life that you just follow. You know what I mean? It has to come naturally because it's your life. Everyone's life is different. So you need to adjust, but we're in a society today where everyone wants the easy button, right? The simple button. Just tell me what to do. Well, it doesn't matter. Most of the time, they never do it anyway. But for that, you have to be flexible and be able to learn and fail. The reason I come up with these things is because I did them on my own. I didn't even know. This one today shocked me. I had no idea. No clue I was going to be doing an episode about this. But I often get asked about my life and how I kind of come to these decisions. And people who've been listening to me and following me for a long time know I'm a very analytical guy. I really look at things differently in a sense. And I'm no special. I'm not a genius. Trust me. I'm no Elon Musk. I'm not. I didn't come from long generations of smart people. I just work hard and I learn. I ask questions. Asking good questions to people who have the knowledge will get you pretty far ahead in life. And with that, I've had a lot of people coming to me, young people, which is impressive, coming to me and doing the consulting sessions to get them on track. They're paying money. These kids aren't rich. They're coming in and they're paying the money for my consulting sessions because I've had them tell me, you're leapfrogging me ahead in life. Well, that's the whole point of teaching younger people is you want them to do better than you. That's why I do this. I want younger people not to make the mistakes I made. They're going to have to make their own mistakes. Don't get me wrong. But the whole point of life is to do better. The next generation does better. The next generation does better. And we're kind of at this regression point where we're doing worse, I think, to me. So how do we fix this? How do we correct this? And that's what the Simple Life's all about. This is why I created this company, is to give people and relay information from someone who just went out and did it. That's me. I've screwed up a million times. I'm going to continue to screw up. I just fix it. I recorrect. I get back on path, dust myself off, maybe cry a little bit, whine, but I get back to it. I don't blame everyone else around me. I just get it done. That's my attitude. Just got to get it done. So with that, a good friend of mine, Miles Wakeham, he's been on this show many times. He does his own podcast. Oh gosh, I'm going to blow it. What is it? Unconstrained, right? Make sure to go check it out. It's in the show. He's going to be on again because we have lunch once a month. Usually he lives not too far from me and we meet up and eat lunch in Tucson about once a month or whenever we can. And we have these long, they're marathons. We usually, our lunches are at least they're 3-4 hours. The waitress or waiters are just like, what are you guys doing? And we just talk because we're similar, but different. So we're always pinging each other. We're talking about things, what we're doing in our businesses. Because go back, Miles has been a millionaire 3 times. He's lost it, got it, lost it, got it, lost it, got it again. And he's at a point in life where he's reaping the benefits from all of his hard work and some of the really good decisions he made. And that's what he gets asked. And we were talking about that because I jump in and I got there early as far as to Tucson. I had things to do, but there was places I was going that fit into my questions. Because today, I get this asked a lot too. Where do you think the economy is going? That's why I do that economic updates. Make sure to go check those out. I got a ton of feedback from the last one with Rob Kendall and the housing collapse. We dug in and I've been in real estate 25 years. I've been doing this a long time. I've made good money on the side with real estate. I don't do this professionally as a career. I dabble in it as a side career because I realized early on, little side note, that real estate wasn't for me full time. I got offered a ton of jobs to be a real estate agent because I had my license. People wanted me to work for them. I even got offered, to go into brokerage firms. I said no. It's not for me. I'm a very weird guy. I can't Groundhog Day. I can't do stuff that I just don't enjoy. So I do real estate my way. It's about my projects, building them to keep, but to sell. And that's how I always look at it. I'm always looking for opportunities, but most of my money has been made on properties that I live in, and land. I've done some land, and that's tricky. I created a whole process on my own. I've been doing this a long time because I've been asked, oh, well, just tell me the book you read. And I'm all, dude, no, it's 25 years of experience. I do this totally differently than anyone else. I have a totally different process of how I find land. It's in the off-grid books. It's in the course. So make sure you can go buy the course, off-grid course. You get my house plans, for God's sakes. I'll give you the house plans in there. It's worth a shitload of money because they're not off-the-shelf plans. Those are custom-built plans. So as we were talking, I told him what my stops and what I'd done, right? And I analyze. I'm always looking at things around me. And this is part of being a former investigator. We are trained to be observant all the time. We're on all the time, especially doing protection. I did personal protection for over 10 years. So I'm just wired and trained. It's all ingrained in me, these aspects that at the time, I didn't think they had any life potential. I didn't think they had any crossover. It was my job as a federal agent doing protective details of criminal investigations. Well, what you do if you're good, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of shitty ones out there today, but the good ones, what we do is we learn, because I learned from elders, man. I learned from people who had done the job a long time and were good at it. It's about, as I always say, organization A, one, but being able to look at and analyze information. That's what an investigator is. That's what you do. You look at everything around you, you ask the proper questions, you put it together, and you come up with a conclusion. Now, it may not be a rock solid conclusion at times, but it'll give you an idea, and then you go from there. It's always this building. Investigations are based upon building information, getting more information to get to where you need to go. Either this is a crime or it's not. This person's, you don't determine guilt or innocence. That's for a prosecutor to do. All you do is process and give them the information.